Hello Stallblins! In this series, we'll complete every shrine 3 different ways. The Nintended way, a fast and easy way without glitches, and a dumb, silly way that may or may not make sense. Today, we'll complete all the shrines that are in the Lookout Landing Tower region. There are 7 of them, and this is the order that I'll be doing them in, if you want to skip ahead through the video. The first shrine is the Jiosin Shrine, the shape rotation. This shrine is just south of the chasm in the middle of the map. The Nintended way for this one, you do have to make it across this little gap. This shrine also teaches you how to use Ultra Hand. We're going to go in this small room, you'll see an X hole. You're going to grab this piece, pick it up using Ultra Hand, and put it through the hole. Then you're going to rotate it and make a bridge. Now you've completed the first part. In the second room, you're going to see a treasure chest just ahead of you, and you're going to see 2 rooms, one to the left, one to the right. We're going to make it to the one in the right. But we're going to use a door because this is the Nintended way. As you can see, there are 2 squares that are attached together. And in the hole in the wall, there are 2 squares that are attached together. To get the treasure chest, you can do whatever you want, but I want to do it the Nintended way. So it looks like the blocks fit this way perfectly, so we're going to do it like this. I'm even going to flip it over to make sure that it's flush against the corner. If I can get it right. Yeah, something like this. There we go. Okay, yeah. Oh wait, hold on. Okay, that's good. There it is. And in this chest is a hasty elixir. Now for this part, you'll see a diamond shape. So what you need to do is make the squares line up in front of you like diamonds, and then it'll fit through the hole. For this part, I want to put a square to the right of the first platform, and then on top of the first platform. I guess this is the Nintended way because now it looks like steps. So this is what we're calling the Nintended way. And now the shrine is complete. Now for the fast way, this isn't necessarily so practical, and you do need a wing and a bomb flower. So what I did was I attached a wing to a shield and a bomb flower to a shield. On the first part, instead of using the bridge, I'm going to jump, then shield surf for a second jump to make it across, but you would need the wing on the shield to make it farther. It allows the shield jump to be farther. Then for the second part, I'm going to skip the treasure chest because we're trying to be fast. I'm going to shield surf again, and then the bomb's going to explode. It's going to give me a good height, and then I'm going to make it through the door. However, the Nintended way is pretty fast itself. You just have to get used to turning the blocks around. Now for the dumb way, we're going to get this X bridge thing, and we're going to put the bridge there, and then you're going to fall, and then you're going to ascend up. Why? I don't know why. I'm making this video for whatever reason. For the treasure chest, simply just throw a whole bunch of bombs, and eventually the treasure chest will fall. Yay, we did it! And for the third way, I don't have footage of me getting the block, but we're gonna get the block, make it diagonal to make a bridge, and I can't reach it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get a treasure chest just to get a little more height, and then we're gonna climb it. Yep, this is how you should be doing the shrine, right? Great. The next shrine is the Susuyai, a spinning device. This shrine is on the southwestern part of the region east of Mount Daphnis. The Nintended way for this one, you'll see a whole bunch of carts going sideways. You can just grab the treasure chest and open it. That's the first treasure chest. And it's basically showing you how to make a cart that moves. So in this second part, you're going to make the same thing, or close to the same thing. And you're going to use this to make it across the rolling floor, or the moving floor. Yeah, this cart's, it's good enough. It makes it across. Don't get off too soon. Okay. And then you're going to take the small wheel, and you're going to attach it to this rotating lever thing. Because if you push it, the door will open, but if you let go, the door will close. So if you attach it and then activate it, it's going to keep moving, allowing the door to stay open. And for this third room, you're going to see this platform or this lift, like you're going skiing. You're going to put the wheel on top of it so it'll push the platform. You can probably attach it to the platform. That way you can hit the platform and then it'll move across and shrine complete the Nintended way. For the fast way, I just jump on the cart with the treasure chest and just open it. And then I'm going to take one of the moving carts instead of building one, and I'll just use this one to make it across the moving floor. Just don't let it get away. After it makes it across to the other side, I'm literally going to just attach this to the rotating push thing. Oh, I didn't even attach it, I just let it push it. And for the third part, it's the same way as the regular way. I can't think of anything faster. Shrine complete very quickly. For the dumb way, I tried to open the treasure chest while in the air, but it wouldn't let you open it, so I just opened it before you fell. Why? Again, you're watching this video. And then for the second part, we tried many different vehicles, and I came up with this airplane looking thing by literally attaching all the pieces that are available. But we discovered that these concrete blocks or planks are too heavy. Now, it obviously looks like we're moving, but in reality, when I get out, we're not moving at all. So I just took out all the panels and just left the wheels and took the wheels all the way to the other side. However, the wheels left without me. So the dumbest way to do this is to run across. You can use stamina, but every time your stamina almost finishes, let go, because you're going to stay in one place while you're running, and then run again, and then let go, and then run again, and then let go, and then run again, and then let go. All right, and then you'll make it eventually. And this next part, I'm proud of myself. I attached the top of the wheels together in 45-degree angles, and I made a circle around the rotating, is this called a lever? I don't even know what you call it. And I used the wheels to push each bar, and eventually it worked. And for the last part, it took me a long time to figure something out. I even tried to make a really long bridge using just the wheels, but instead, it took me a while to collect everything, but I got all the concrete planks and I created a ramp. I then had to angle the ramp to be perfectly aligned with the bars, and then I made a mini car out of 5 wheels. And the goal is for the wheels to go up the ramp and fall onto the bars, and hopefully it'll align perfectly and I can make it across. And guess what? We hit the wheels and it worked. Shrine complete. Next, we have the Kyononis Shrine, combat training. It's in Castletown, you can't miss it. There is an interesting trick for this shrine that I can teach you, but first, just know that this is a training shrine. It just teaches you how to do a couple things in the game. It teaches you how to flurry rush, and it also teaches you how to parry. So for the first part, you need to jump sideways when it does a vertical slash, and for the second part, you need to jump backwards when it does a horizontal slash. And for the third part, you need to be Z targeted, and then while you're targeting the construct, you need to press A when it attacks you. The trick that I want to share for all the constructs, they will attack after their eyes glow. So the moment their eyes glow, you can do whichever defense you need to do. And then for the third part, you just need to use a charge attack. So hold attack and let go. There is a treasure chest and shrine complete. For the fast way, there's only one thing that could make this faster. It's the same way you have to do it. The only thing you can know is that if you flurry rush, you don't have to keep attacking. You could just attack it once. And for the silly way, again, you can only do this shrine one way, so the only thing I did to make this any worse was just attach random stuff to my weapons. I tried to throw items at it, it didn't work. So instead we'll flurry rush with a chew jelly stick and then make him wet. And then we'll flurry rush with a chew jelly ice stick and then kind of make him freeze. And then when we parry, we're going to make it cool by parrying with a bomb shield. So when you parry, it goes... And for the spin attack, I attached a ruby to the stick, so when it spins, it shoots fireballs too! Yay! Next is Yamiyo Shrine, east of Castletown. This is also a combat training shrine that teaches you throwing. For the Nintended Way, you could grab all the fire fruit, and then you need to throw it at the construct. It's teaching you, again, how to throw, so just throw it. The second part, I kind of did it too fast, but what's supposed to happen is the construct is supposed to move left and right, and then you have to aim and try to catch him with a throw before he hits you, or just, he'll be easy, either way. And if you want to collect its parts, there's a ladder behind it, climb up, collect its parts, and then there's a treasure chest and shrine complete. For the fast way, there is no fast way, so we're gonna go straight to the dumb way. I tried to throw the weapon, but the weapon doesn't count. You need to throw a material. I also discovered that a ladder won't appear behind the platform. But even though you collected a whole bunch of fire fruit, you can throw anything. So instead I threw a spicy pepper, and that worked. For the second phase, I used my wing shield to shield jump to get on top of the platform, and then I tried dropping materials on it. It didn't work. So I gave up and I just threw a choo-choo jelly at it to make him wet. Now he's destroyed and it's wet. The next shrine is a Sepapa Shrine, or the Sepapa. Sepape Shrine. This one's called Backtrack. The Nintended Way, you must backtrack everything. So for this platform, recall it so it goes backwards and it brings you up to the next part. Then for this part, you're going to see a door that's closed. You're also going to see a raft. First, grab the torch that's by the door, then jump on the raft. Then burn the torch with the flames in the water. Then use this flame to burn the leaves. And then you're going to get a treasure chest. Then when the raft gets near you, recall it so it goes back to the other side. Grab your torch, burn the torch, and then light the flames to open the door. In this next room, you're going to see a bridge, or I guess, and then to the right, you're going to see a ball. First, grab this ball, put it in the first hole. Wait like a second or two. You'll also see that it opens the door. But now we're going to pick up the ball and put it in the second hole. And then when you put it in this hole, you'll see that it opens the next door. So use this and go through that first door and then recall the ball. It'll go back to that first hole and then the first gate is open and the shrine is complete. For the fast way, in the beginning, the platform, instead of recalling it, you can just ascend up it as soon as it reaches the top. For the second part, you don't need the flame, just throw a bomb flower or a fire flower, whatever you have fire. For the third part, first put the ball in the first hole, and then the second part, you can just throw it or drop it in the little dome. It's gonna fall in the hole either way, and then just run. And eventually, once it gets into the hole, the door will open, and then the same thing, you're gonna recall it, and it's gonna open this first door. I couldn't think of anything for the first part, so for the second part, you get the raft, go on the other side, burn the raft, and use the raft to get the treasure chest. And then I got a stick, I burnt it, I fused it to the raft, and then recalled the raft, and then I took the whole raft to light the torches, and then the doors open. And for the final part, I took the raft, I squeezed it through the door, I attached the ball to the raft, which I realized later I didn't need to do that, but I did it anyway. And then I used the raft, or ball, ultra hand it all the way to the other side. Now I couldn't tell how far I was, so I walked, and then I fell. That has nothing to do with the dumb way, that's just me being dumb. Anyway, the ball was still there in the raft, so I recalled it to take it back, then I ultra handed it back to the other side again. Waited a couple seconds, I brought it back, stood on the platform, and then I recalled it, and that's how I made it to the other side. The next shrine is on the Hyrule Castle Island, the Serutabomac Shrine, the way up. You may not have a way to get here in the beginning of the game, but there is a way. There are different ways to do this, and I'll show you one way that seems to be easy for me. You do need the paraglider though, so I hope you have that already. And if you don't have it, talk to Pura at the lookout landing and do what she says. You'll get it. Anyways, what I suggest you do is use the lookout landing tower and fly up to the sky, then just paraglide to the island. Now there's one problem, you may not have enough stamina. So I think there's 2 dishes I can think of that can make it if you're still in the beginning of the game. If you've collected stam bulbs while you're on the Great Sky Island, looks like cooking 3 of them would be enough to make it to the Hyrule Castle Island comfortably. I did make it on 2 stam bulbs, but I just made it, so it's up to you to try. Just glide as far as you can, and then when the stamina runs out, eat the dish for more stamina. If you don't have stam bulbs, you can get some restless crickets. You can just cut some grass outside the lookout landing by spinning and grab them before they fly away. It's a little tricky, but you can do it. The crickets basically give the same amount of stamina that stam bulbs do. So 2 crickets if you think you can do it, but 3 you should be comfortable. Just don't forget that you have to cook them with the monster part. Also, keep in mind that if you've done at least 4 shrines by now, you can use your light blessings to gain some stamina too to make this easier. Now for the Nintended Way. The Tears of the Kingdom book, the strategy guide, tells you to do this a very interesting way. It tells you to get this platform, hold it above these 2 bars for a few seconds, drop it, then recall it to make it to the next part. Personally, what seems more intended is if you get this platform and put it on top of the 2 bars and ascend up it. For the next part, the book tells you to do the same thing. You get the platform, hold it by the door a few seconds, drop it, then recall it. But what I think is the intended way is to make an L with the long bar and the short one, hold it against the door, and then ascend up this one too. Now for the treasure chest in this 3rd part, of course the book tells you to use the recall, but what I did was I made a C out of these 3 slabs, and then I ascended up one of them. Now the book way to finish the shrine, they suggest ultra handing the small one on top of the large one, and then placing it on top of the bars, and then ascending. Then you remove the small one, then let it ultra hand by the entrance for a few seconds, let it drop, and then recall that one. The way that seems intended for me is to make like a letter I and ascend the first part and then ascend the second part, kind of like how I got the treasure chest. Now for the fast way. The first room, I did it the way I thought was the intended way by putting it on top of the bar, then ascending. Then for the second one, use a shield with a bomb flower on it, shield surf to pop up, and then for the 3rd part, you do the same thing. That's pretty fast, right? Now for the dumb way. I call this the tour. I allowed the small platform to hang out on top of the bars for a bit, and then I allowed this to move around all the way behind the shrine entrance, back to the big room, and then I recalled it. So now I have a little tour of the first room. Why? I have no idea. For the second room, I wouldn't call this a dumb way, I would call this a very genius way. I just took the platform for the first room, attached it to both that are in the second part, and just made a really long bridge, and then I walked up to the door. Then for the third room, I had to squeeze that bridge through the door, but I got through it, and then I used the bridge to get the treasure chest, and then I took the spare parts that were left in this room and made an even longer bridge. And I used the bridge to climb all the way on top of the gate. I made it eventually. It took a while. And that's how I completed this shrine, a silly way. After all, the shrine is called the Way Up. And the last shrine today, it's not my dog, is Ishodag Shrine, a windy device. This shrine is on the west of Castletown before crossing the bridge. This shrine teaches you some basic mechanics of the Zonai fan. So the first part, you get the fan, put it on the ground, you hit it to activate it, and then it'll blow you up using the paraglider. For the second part, you kind of already know how to do this. You attach the fan to the board, so then you can cross the water. And for the treasure chest, you attach the fan to this seesaw platform thing. It'll push it up and then you ascend up it, so then you can get the treasure chest. And then for the last part, you attach the fan to this rising platform, and then it'll, rise you to the top, and the shrine is complete. You probably need to attach the second fan also. For this shrine, there really isn't a super fast way, so it's basically the Nintended way. But let me show you what I did for the dumb way. First, I got the fan, I activated it, and then I let it go against the wall. And then I ascended up it. For this next part, I got the fan, I attached it to the platform, but I attached another fan to make it go vertically, and then I used the paraglider on top of this boat so I can float to the other side. For the treasure chest, I don't know if I call this dumb or smart or both. I ultra-handed the treasure chest, push it up, and then let go so it would swing, and then I jump attacked it with a rock weapon, and then it broke. And for this third part, I just wanted to use all the items. So I attached the board to the platform, and I attached all 4 fans, and I tried to climb the board. But then I learned that the board is too heavy. So instead, I went up and that wasn't good enough for me. So I dropped one more time. I activated the platform with all the fans and then I ascended up it before it got too high. Don't know why, but that's how I did this shrine. All the shrines in the Lookout Landing Tower area are complete. I hope you like this type of video. Let me know if you did. Give it a thumbs up. This is different. I hope you like it. Subscribe for more Zelda content and check out the other shrine videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.